Today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called Things Germans Love and Foreigners Just Don't Understand Why. So interested to see this. Being a foreigner, I'll be interested to see if I understand why or not. But tell me if there's any other things that Germans like, love, that you think maybe people outside of the country might not understand why, if they're not included on this list. And yeah, you can tell me what you think about the things mentioned in this video too.
Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, it is so great to have you. I'm Antoinette and I make videos talking about my experiences as a New Zealander living in Germany. So I've got just a fun, light-hearted video for you today. I'm going to be talking about some things that Germans really love, that foreigners have a hard time understanding why they love these things so much. And I always make my videos with an open mind because I'm somebody who has been living in Germany for a significant amount of time. So I can see Germany from two different points of view. Somebody who has just arrived in Germany, so fresh off the boat, you know, somebody who's not really used to Germany and German culture. And I see Germany through the eyes of somebody who has lived here for many years. So I feel a strong connection with Germany, with German culture, German people. I love Germany, and I always make my videos and talk about the subjects in my videos with an open mind. And I wanted to say that I am not implying that every single German falls into the category of the Germans that I talk about in this video. I have met a lot of Germans who absolutely do not fall into this category, but I have met a lot of Germans who do. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so in no particular order, something that many Germans absolutely love is to wear this kind of outdoorsy trekking gear, that really sort of functional clothing that you wear maybe if you're going on a hike or a trek or something like that. And many Germans like to wear these kind of clothes just kind of every day, you know, out and about. You know, it doesn't mean that they're actually going to go on a big hike. They just like to wear these types of clothes and these types of clothing brands. It's kind of funny because I've heard Germans talk about how much they can't stand it when Americans or, you know, people from other Anglo-Saxon countries wear this kind of workout gear outside of the gym. So, you know, like the lycra leggings and just the full kind of workout gear, and they just like strut around and go to the supermarket in these kind of clothes. But Germans love to wear trekking gear outside. And so what is the difference, really?
It makes sense,
well,
actually.
I guess there is a difference. I think it probably does look a little bit more presentable. In New Zealand, we have a lot of German backpackers that come to New Zealand every year to work and travel. Germans love New Zealand. And I can tell you right now, it is so easy to pick out a German in a crowd if the German is outside of Germany, because a lot of Germans, they love to wear this trekking gear, and you see them in the supermarket, you see them just walking around in these like trekking shoes, jackets, just the whole deal. And it's just a very German thing, I think. And so New Zealanders kind of know that, you know, that person's probably German because they are wearing these kind of clothes. And I have to say the Dutch also have a similar way of dressing, and maybe Scandinavian people also dress in a similar way, but mostly Germans are known for the outdoorsy, functional trekking wear. And you're probably thinking, but New Zealand, it's such an outdoorsy country, you know, you're going to go hiking and trekking and that kind of thing. But Germans wear them just every day, like in the supermarket, in the bank, in the, I don't know, just wherever. In restaurants, they like to wear their trekking gear. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it is just something that Germans are kind of known for. A brand that is really popular in Germany is Jack Wolfskin, and you will see so many, mostly middle-aged men walking around in these Jack Wolfskin jackets and vests and just clothing items by Jack Wolfskin. I'm not saying that Jack Wolfskin is not cool and you shouldn't wear it, because I probably would wear a Jack Wolfskin jacket. I think their clothing is such great quality. But I'm just saying that this is something that is just so German. It's like a German uniform. Germans love quality. They love practicality, and they love comfort.
Quality, practicality, and comfort. I feel like that's what people in every country should aspire to, actually. That's a great way to speak about that concisely. But with regards to that outerwear, it makes complete sense to me. It's all about the practicality. You can get some brands that wear this hiking gear that looks pretty cool as well. I feel like the difference compared to the UK, for instance, where we have probably a similar weather, maybe even worse weather than Germany, but people prefer to be very they're very brand conscious. They prefer to have expensive jackets that might not have the practical benefits. I definitely would consider myself more of this German mentality where I wear things that are actually going to make sense. Like one very European quote that I've learned watching these videos is there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So that definitely falls into that sort of category. And yeah, tell me if you fall into that category. Do you always wear these types of clothes? With regards to like the gym wear, do you ever wear that sort of tight fitting things? Is that not really commonly worn in Germany? What do you think about this one?
So these types of clothing items meet all three of these categories. Okay guys, moving on. Something that Germans love and foreigners don't really understand why Germans love this so much, and that is dubbed movies and TV programs. I've briefly mentioned this before in another video a long time ago. I'm going to bring it up again, I have to. So if you don't know what dubbing is, basically it is when a movie or a film is featured or it's screened in a country where the language of the actors or actresses is not the language of the country where it's screened. I'm sure there is like an easier explanation, but you guys know what I mean. So for example, just say maybe an actor like, what's a good actor? Hugh Jackman. You know, he speaks English obviously, and in Germany, not everyone can understand English, so the movie is dubbed over. There will be an actor, a voice actor, who does the German voice for Hugh Jackman. All of the Hollywood movies, every single movie in a different language that is screened in Germany is dubbed over in German, and also with the, you know, popular TV series and things like that. When I first heard this, I just did not know what to think. I was like, what is going on here? Why is Jennifer Aniston speaking German? And then I like watched it, I was like, oh, her lips are out of sync, it's dubbed. And so it was kind of like, it's kind of cool, but kind of annoying. I remember saying to Rob, my husband, isn't that really annoying, watching a movie when the voice of the character is not actually the voice of the character and the lips are out of sync? And he said, no, it's not annoying, I'm used to it, and I think it's awesome and like really clever how they do this in Germany. And I was like, oh, I guess, I don't know. And I like tried to watch the movie and it frustrated me, and I didn't truly appreciate this until I actually went to Poland, and I spent a couple of weeks in Poland and I saw how they did the dubbing on TV in Poland. Basically it's just one man who does the voices for everybody, and it's on top of the English, and so you can hear the English and then you can hear this man talking and translating everything. The funny thing is that it's actually the same man that does the voiceover for every single character in the whole movie, whether it's like a child or a lady or a man, it doesn't matter, it's just this one man speaking. And then I came back to Germany and I thought, wow, they do these dubbed movies so well. In Germany they go to so much effort to get the German voice as close as possible to the original actor. There will be a voice actor for every single character in the whole movie, and the voice will sound so similar to the original actor but in German. And so the only thing is that, you know, of course the lips are going to be a little bit out of sync. What can they do about that? Nothing they can do about that. But for the most part it is very well done in Germany, and at first I kind of struggled with it, and now I am totally used to it. I watch all of my movies dubbed over in German because they do it so well. I don't think it takes away that much from the actual movie. So sometimes the translations are a little bit off, like the humor and that kind of thing can be a little bit off, but for the most part I think they do this really well in Germany, and it does work. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, and after a while you kind of forget that the lips are out of sync. Some Germans have told me that they don't even watch the dubbed movies at all because they also find them a little bit annoying. They would rather watch the original version of the movie with the subtitles, like with the German subtitles. But I would say that most Germans prefer to watch the dubbed over version because it is done so well. Okay.
Yeah, is that the case? Do you prefer dubbed or do you prefer the original language with subtitles? Well, just to pick up on one thing she mentioned, there's like Hugh Jackman, for instance. They have like a voice actor who voices them. Is that the case for like everybody? So if there's like a Brad Pitt movie, is there always the same person that does that person's voice? Is there anybody that's become famous because of their voice? Like, is there famous dub artists in Germany? For me, I cannot watch dubbed movies or TV shows. Like when I watch TV shows these days, it's actually mostly European shows, like detective dramas, like Scandinavian ones. Love German ones, French, some Dutch, Spanish. So a lot of the TV I watch is actually in foreign language, but I always watch it with the original language plus the English subtitles, because when they use these like very fake American accents, and it really just puts me out. I need to hear the original accent and things. I get far more into it. So tell me, what do you prefer, dubbed or just reading subtitles?
Hey guys, so the next thing that Germans absolutely love, and foreigners I think sometimes don't understand why Germans love this so much until they try it, and that is German bread. I know this is a touchy subject because Germans, they are very proud of their bread, they love their bread, and I have to say that I think that a lot of foreigners who have not actually tried the German bread and have just kind of like seen it, don't consider it to be very tempting, very appetizing. Okay, so let me explain. In New Zealand, most of us like to have bread that is really light and fluffy and airy, and it's like the opposite to the German bread. Most German bread is very dense. It is very kind of hard and stodgy, you could say. This is how Germans love their bread. Like a good, dense, dark bread is considered a really quality bread in Germany. So most non-Germans who come to Germany and they actually try the German bread will agree that this bread is the best bread they have ever tasted in their whole life, and that the bread that they eat back home is absolute rubbish. Most New Zealanders who haven't tried the German bread, they wouldn't know what the big deal is about a hard, dark, stodgy bread, because in New Zealand, when it comes to bread, the fluffier, the lighter, the better type thing. And I have to say, I'm probably not the best person to be talking about this because I do have celiac and autoimmune reaction to gluten. I cannot eat the German bread, I cannot eat New Zealand bread. I'm just going by what people have told me. And I have to say, everyone who has come to stay with me in Germany have absolutely raved about the German bread. They have just absolutely loved it. But I bet you they had reservations about trying it at first because of the texture and, you know, the fact that it is very dense rather than fluffy. I remember when my husband Rob was backpacking around New Zealand, he missed the German bread so much, and he would talk about it all the time and just say like, oh, I just want a piece of German bread. And he actually finally found a German style bakery in Napier, New Zealand, and he bought a loaf of bread from there. It was really expensive, by the way, like really expensive, and he was on a backpacker's budget, but he wanted this bread so badly that he paid, I don't know, $10 for a loaf of bread or something ridiculous like that. And I remember looking at the bread and touching it and like kind of poking it, and it was really hard and dark and dense, and I thought, oh, it doesn't look that appetizing. Obviously it's delicious because everybody who tries it raves about it, and Germans, including my husband, they kind of laugh about our bread because it's light and fluffy, and Germans would probably consider that toast and not bread. So anyway guys,
yeah, again,
that is all I've got for this video.
Okay, so yeah, for me, like, until I actually started this channel, I never really considered how good German bread is. I said that here in Malaysia or in Kuala Lumpur there is a German restaurant and we go quite regularly now, but for me growing up in the UK, when you think about really like fancy nice bread, it's always like French or Italian. That's what we most commonly get if it's not just your standard pathetic British bread. But after going to this German restaurant, learning about all the different types of German bread, there's actually no comparison. German bread is just on such another level. It's so good, and there's so many different varieties of it as well, the different seeded ones and so on. When we go to this restaurant, we get like, it's like a platter with all these sliced cheeses or different cheeses, different hams, and then they give you like a basket of all these different bread rolls and slices of bread. It's actually incomparable. It's so good. So yeah, I actually completely understand about German bread. I can also understand why some people who don't have as much exposure to it or have never tried it can maybe be a bit apprehensive or something. But yeah, I don't think they would be apprehensive, but just having that uncertainty about how good it is. So really cool, interesting list. Tell me what you think about these and whether you love all of these. Is there any of these you don't love? Thanks.